there's thousands of videos I've watched that all say the same thing? Well, in this video, you got it. I'm gonna deep dive into my process and how I make my videos. Why, Sean, why? Nobody asked for this. Well, I know that, but it's the only thing that does well on any of my channels, and I low-key kinda really like making them, so just sit the fuck down and hit play. Class 1, pre-production. It starts here, with an idea. No, not me. Yeah, the computer. If I'm stumped mentally, to get inspired, I might play some of my favorite songs, look to shot deck for some of my favorite scenes, or go through old scripts and ideas that I may have forgotten about. Writing is one of my favorite parts about this whole process. Writing just seems to come naturally to me. Once I have my shot, concept, or whatever you want to call it, I storyboard my ideas. Honestly, I can't draw, and it is what it is at this point. So now that I have my storyboard, script, and mood boards, shout out to Shot Deck. No, this isn't paid, I just love using them. The final thing for my pre-production list is building my shot list. I'm a busy fella and time is of the essence, so this will also include the lenses that I want to use and filter or effects. Quick note, some of my favorite lenses and angles to use for storytelling are the fisheye, gives confusion, out of reality, and that feeling of really being alone. A macro shot, super tight details on shots that help express that feeling you're going for. Medium close-up, help display and focus on a character's emotion. Top down, I just love it. From below, really shows the struggle, worry, or sometimes helps enhance making the lead look heroic. Let's get back to it. The next thing I do could be argued either way, but I'll record a dramatic VO before to build my editing folders and timeline and figure out my pacing. I don't know why, but I've really just learned that this helps. I then establish the location and what gear I may need to bring with me. Class 2, production. There are two things to remember when it comes to production. One, lighting is king. If your lighting is bad, it's not savable. You can't blame your camera, your lens, your mom, your dog, or that neighbor who's always seeming to mow right when you need to take a video. The first thing you should do is master lighting. I recommend my tutorial from a couple weeks back explaining some of my favorite lighting tips. I want to share with you a lighting secret I have. Well, I guess it's not really a secret, but use contrast in your lighting setup. Warm, cool. Light, dark, red, blue, green, yellow, you get it, the list goes on. These aren't rules, but just things that I like to do that the end result just seems to pay off. Class 3, post-production. I'm gonna break this one down into segments because I feel like it's very important to remember. So if that helps you, look in the description for the time codes of all of these sections and jump to what you need. Unloading and organization. I use folders, and within folders, I organize by all my needs, all of my files while I'm working right to these folders, and all my exports go to the same proper folders. If you all want, I can do a video breakdown of that folder organization later, but that's a whole thing. Once my folder is ready and the footage has imported, I open Premiere Pro and do my edit. Then once I have those videos clipped and on a timeline, I will typically label that timeline color and open it in DaVinci Resolve from an XML. Once I am done coloring, I render everything back into a Premiere Pro timeline as ProRes 4444 to keep all of the best data. I then go back to Premiere Pro, add my sound, sync my VO, and do all the final touches. If I need to use After Effects, sometimes I will do that. I can't stress enough how important music really is. I generally have an idea for what the tones and score are going to be, so once I'm back in the edit process, I'll start adding those. Remember to build that story with sounds as well. A shot makes no sense if the sound doesn't match that, and I thought myself that I could get around that, but you truly can't, and that's going to take away from your visual experience. Sound can really be the trick that you've been missing. Maybe I should do something on this one. If I missed any sound effects, I'll go back in and re-record them, but please, always do this. Learn from my mistakes and have proper sound effects. And finally, we've made it to the end. Posting. I've been trying to stay 2 weeks ahead because it just helps and you never know what life's gonna throw at you. And don't forget that yes, the story and lighting are the most important parts that you should be thinking about during your content or if you're making a movie. But also remember to have fun. It's all for the love of filmmaking, and we do it for the art.